Yo, what's going on, Kicks Army? Today I'll be doing a sneaker drawing on the newly announced Air Jordan 33 Future of Flight that's set to release next month on the 18th, as well as talking about Joel Embiid's comments on DeAndre Ayton, story from Kobe Bryant on how he got the best out of his teammates, what Magic Johnson thinks of his two-point guards. Let's get it! As I mentioned in the beginning, this is a sneaker drawing on the newly announced Air Jordan 33. This particular colorway is being called Future of Flight. The United States, it's going to release on October 18th, and the retail price is going to be $175. The main thing that we're looking at when it comes to this particular pair, and Jordan Brand really tried to outdo themselves or going different from what they normally do, is you'll notice that with the lacing system, there really isn't one. Basically how it's set up is that you have a pull tab that's on the tongue, you'll pull on that upward, and you're going to hear like a clicking noise coming from the bottom of the shoe as it gets tighter, and then whenever you want to release the shoe and you want to like take it off or whatever, there is a side pull tab that you pull on and it will release the shoe. When I was watching videos of how this entire process actually worked, I'm like, okay, that's actually really interesting. Now I gotta say this though, when I first saw this colorway, it didn't really work too well for me. I'm like, there's some parts of it that kind of work, other parts of it that I don't exactly like. But I will admit, the more that I look at the sneaker, the more I get a feel for how the sneaker is actually going to be when I get it in hand. It is looking like a really good pair. I think they did a really good job with this. Especially when we're comparing it to last year's model, the 32, I think this is a major upgrade. Obviously, in terms of what they did with the whole lacing system is a major improvement. But just in terms of design too, I think it works really, really well. It's not that I personally had a problem with the previous model's design, but it didn't really feel like it was doing anything new. This whole thing that they got going on with this new lacing system to me is just so interesting and just so different that regardless of how the rest of the shoe looks, I like it. Thankfully, I do like how the rest of the shoe looks. It's not just the lacing system that excites me. One thing I noticed for sure though when I first looked at the shoe is that paneling that's on the bottom heel, it kind of has a similar kind of shape to the Air Jordan 3. People are also making notice how the tongue itself as well as that tab heel also have similarities to the Air Jordan 3. On the heel it has that Nike Air logo, and then the tongue is just really big and fat. But it's weird because this particular sneaker has like the right mix between complexity and simplicity at the same time. Like the outsole in and of itself is pretty simple, but the way that it works with the upper, how some of these lines kind of interweave with each other, also adds a level of complexity that I personally like in sneakers. And I have a huge feeling that Jordan Brand is going to be able to release certain colorways of this sneaker that is going to actually have to make me cop this shoe. Like, I'm not going to lie, like this particular colorway I'm not too excited about copping. You guys already know that I don't cop anything because I'm broke. But all it takes is for the right colorway to come out and I'm gonna have to whip out the credit card because this shoe excites me, like no joke. Guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this sneaker. Does it work for you? Do you think it's interesting? Is it kind of like a flop? Let me know what you think. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bounce past the bell to get post notifications. And don't forget guys, you guys already know that I have all my stencils for my videos posted on my website, KicksArt.com. We have over 200 free sneaker stencils on the site, and if you want to see a new stencil added that's not already available on the website, you can send a request with the contact tab at the top of the page. Speaking of requests, I still have one more KD I have to add to the KDs tab. It's the KD9 I believe, and then I'll be done with the KDs. And then I have about 3 or 4 more Kobe's to add, and the Kobe's tab will be pretty much done for now. There's always more models to add of course, but for now it'll be done. After that, I'll go through and I'll add all the requests that I've gotten over the past week, and then from there pretty much on into the rest of next year, basically 2 new stencils a day, pumping out whatever models I can see. Remember guys, the immediate goal for the website, not the long-term goal, but just the immediate goal is to get 1,000 different sneaker stencils on the website. That would be nuts. I'm excited about it guys, I really am, I'm telling you. Before we get into the rest of the basketball discussions, I did see a post just now where Kyrie Irving was reported to say, can we beat Golden State in a 7-game series? Yes. The reason why I brought this up is because besides the fact that we would assume that he would say this being as how he's on a good team and they're gonna have a lot of success this season, probably make it out of the East as they are the favorites, which means that if they do make it out of the East, they'll most likely be going up against the Golden State Warriors anyway, so he's already putting out that energy that yes, he feels like they could take them in a 7-game series. But the main thing is not if it actually comes down to that where they meet in the finals. For me, the main thing is now during the regular season, the talks have already been out there, like yes, we believe we could beat you guys, so we have to prove that not only in the finals if it comes to that, but during the regular season as well, because these teams are only going to going to play each other twice during the regular season since they're both in different conferences. So it's already good to kind of put out that notion like, yes, we can take you guys on. It's nothing. I can already tell you guys, if the Celtics are able to beat the Golden State Warriors by like, let's say 10 or more points during the regular season, it's going to be all over the news. They're already going to start talking about NBA Finals predictions and how it could be a close series, all that good stuff. And this specific quote is also going to come out during that time. It's like, well, Kyrie Irving said it during the preseason, so yeah, it kind of makes sense that all this is starting to come into fruition. We all know how the media works, so don't be surprised when all this kind of chatter in the beginning of the season starts to pop up. For starters, a number of the 76ers players were interviewed today, and we got a quote from Joel Embiid on the #1 pick DeAndre Ayton saying he's about to get his you-know-what kicked this year. And part of the reason why he was asked about DeAndre Ayton, and he kind of put out a bunch of names out there too, but there have been a lot of comparisons between DeAndre Ayton's game and Joel Embiid's game. They both have a similar build, they both have an extreme level of athleticism, so naturally you kind of want to put those two together in a box and say, yeah, they kind of play similar. Besides the fact that Joel Embiid has had like 3 seasons in the NBA, even though he's kind of been injured for like 1.5 of them or whatever, and that DeAndre Ayton hasn't played a single minute in the NBA, we know that naturally Joel Embiid is a very competitive player, and he doesn't want to admit that anybody's better than him, and that he's also willing to admit that he will beat whoever else he's going up against. They both kind of play the same position, so yeah, you can guarantee that when they meet each other twice this season, he's going to give him the work as best as he can. We also saw footage during this summer that he was going up against a few different squads. Jason Tatum was also part of the squad that he was with, as well as Mo Bamba, my Mo Bamba. And there were a few moments between him and Mo Bamba where they each kind of got each other with a few dunks and stuff, so it was just really good to see. The main thing is that he wants to put it out there for everybody to know he is here, he's not going anywhere, and he can take on any center in the league easy. I love that mentality. I love it when these players are really hungry about it, so that's one of the reasons why I in particular trust the process. I'm telling you guys, if it was allowed and respected to actually be a bandwagon fan, I would definitely go with the 76ers, but because, you know, loyalty really matters, and because I kind of want to feel good for my home team, I'm stuck with the Orlando Magic. I know, I'll cry for me later too. A few weeks ago, we saw that Kobe Bryant was on the Lewis House podcast, and they were talking about a number of different discussions, but Kobe Bryant actually gave an amazing story during that podcast. On the discussion of how he kind of gets the best out of his teammates, he said, quote, we'll all go out together, I'll drink with you, but the next morning, I'm banging on your door at 5 in the morning saying, let's go. That to me is very important because he's not saying that he'll refuse to go out and have fun and drink. What he's saying is that if that's what you want to do as his teammate, if that's how you choose to have fun, fine, he'll partake with you, he'll share that moment with you. But then the very next day, heck, not even like 4 hours after that night is over, he's already knocking on your door and saying, all right, we got to get to work. I did what you wanted to do, and now you have to do what I want to do. And that means we're going to get up super early when nobody else wants to, when you've only had a few hours of sleep, and we're going to put in this work. I'm telling you guys, I would love for Kobe Bryant to go ahead and release his book like right now. I want to absorb all this Mamba mentality goodness in my brain. Like, this guy is insane. This guy is absolutely insane. The craziest part about this story too is that I guarantee you that he was saying 5 a.m. out of respect, because if he would have said like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. like he normally wakes up to go work out, they definitely would have thought he was crazy. And lastly, we got a quote from Magic Johnson on how Rajon Rondo can help out Lonzo Ball. He said, quote, Rondo will help Lonzo go to another level. Main thing this offseason is how we get someone to help mentor Lonzo, and we got the right mentor in Rondo. If you're a Laker fans, that's really good to hear, because when it comes from the mouth of Magic Johnson, who is arguably the greatest point guard of all time, knowing that he has complete trust in Rajon Rondo to help out Lonzo Ball, the future of the franchise in the point guard position, that's a big thing. Obviously, we expect Magic Johnson to help provide tips or whatever guidance to both of those players, but Magic Johnson cannot help out Lonzo Ball as much as Rajon Rondo can, because Magic Johnson's kind of got a lot of stuff to do besides that. Like, this man is the president of basketball operations for the Lakers, so he has a lot more to worry about than just how one player in particular is developing. But he respects Rajon Rondo as a player, otherwise he wouldn't have went ahead and said to sign him. You know, that's kind of obvious in and of itself. He also respects his work ethic, and he believes that he can help out Lonzo with all the facets of his game to make sure that he's the best point guard he can be. That doesn't even include the kind of help that they're going to get from LeBron, because just having LeBron on the court, that's going to take so much pressure off these guys. Like, yeah, it's going to be added pressure because now they have expectations, but in terms of individually, like, all eyes are going to be on LeBron. Because if you can't stop LeBron, man, it's going to be tough to beat these Lakers. LeBron carried that Cleveland squad last year on his back all the way to the finals, and you give this guy some help, like the help he's getting on the Lakers now, Lord have mercy. But that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoy these daily sneaker drawing videos, make sure you leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bounce past the bell to get post notifications. Don't forget to visit KicksArt.com for all your sneaker stencil needs. Check out the over 280 videos on the channel. You guys already know that I'm uploading daily videos, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Yay!